Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. I am Chere M. Goode, the Recharge Strategist, and I am just ecstatic about the week that we have had. So, we are down to our final session of the Mental Health Matters webinar series. Yay! Give yourselves a hand clap. You made it through. I am excited because tonight we're going to be talking about how gut health affects your mental health. That's right, I said it here, your stomach, your intestines. How does your gut affect your mental health? Now, we've talked about everything when it comes to mental health. The first night we talked about forgiveness and healing. The second night we talked about managing mental illnesses. The third night we talked about relationship health. Last night we talked about how your general or overall health impacts your mental health and why it's so important to perform that self-care. Tonight is not going to be any different. We have a mental health professional, Dr. Stella Aubert, who's going to be talking to us tonight about gut health. So we're going to get in the know about the gut. We call it gut talk for a reason. So just a couple things to note is that the gut and the brain, they do have a connection. If you have a troubled gut, that sends direct signals to your brain. A lot of people don't really associate the gut and the brain or the gut and your overall health, but your intestine or your stomach can cause you to have anxiety. It can cause stress. It can even cause depression. So making sure that you are having a healthy gut is imperative. So without further ado, I'm going to let Dr. Stella Aubert introduce herself and tell you all about her fabulous self. And then we're going to dive right in and talk about gut health. So, Dr. Stella Aubert, thank you so much for your time this evening. Please introduce yourselves to the listening audience.
Okay, so hi, my name is Dr. Stella Aubert, and I am a chiropractor and holistic doctor, and also a mental health coach for high achievers and entrepreneurs. And I specifically I do other stuff besides gut health, but my main priority is really getting your gut health optimized, and specifically the gut and the brain connection, because like Cherie said, there is your gut and your brain, they are talking back and forth to each other. A lot of people, they think that mental health is only in their head, but I want you to think again, because it really actually starts in your gut. So this is why gut health is so important. And I work a lot with how to reset the gut, how to get rid of inflammation, how to really allow your body to become stress resilient. Because when you have a lot of stress, it does wear heavy on your body, specifically your gut lining, which leads to a lot of inflammation, especially in your nervous system, your gut, and what's called the microbiome down in your small intestine. And it really disrupts the good bacteria. Now, when you think of bacteria, don't think of like, oh my gosh, like that's scary. No, you have to have good bacteria in your gut, because what these good bacteria are doing in your gut is they are producing your chemical messengers, like different neurotransmitters and hormones. For example, I know most of you know about serotonin and dopamine. A lot of people think that most of it is produced in your brain. I want to tell you that's not true. Only about 5 to 10% of serotonin is produced in your brain. You have about 95 to 97% of serotonin is actually produced in your gut, and dopamine almost up to about 69% of dopamine. So serotonin is like your happy hormone neurotransmitter. Your dopamine is your motivated one, and your feel-good one. So, that's why these are really, really important, especially to really maintain gut health and that connection between. Because when you're experiencing things like anxiety or lack of motivation or mental burnout, or you're not thinking clearly, there's something going wrong in your gut, and that communication between your gut and your brain. And when you're feeling not your best, your brain is almost like, I call it a reflector of what's going on inside your gut. So if you're feeling sad, anxious, depressed, you have brain fog, because mental health is not just about anxiety and depression. It's also about getting you to perform at your best level, getting you to feel your best, to think your best, perform well in your job. So many different things go along with mental health. How you actually view yourself too. A lot of, especially high achievers, they don't view themselves as worthy. So then that also causes a lot of stress and other things, and it really ruins your gut lining. But I like to think of your brain as little reflector about like what's going on inside your gut. So if you are feeling anxious or depressed or sad, stressed out, like there are 99% of people that I work with, they have some gut issues, and that can look like a suppressed immune system or overactive immune system. It can look like digestion issues. And there's just a lot of other things, autoimmune conditions like MS, RA, skin conditions like psoriasis, eczema. Like these are all playing into gut health and also mental health too.
Absolutely. I was going to say the part about everything starts in the gut. And so we don't think about that. And that's why it's so important that we are protective of what we ingest, what we eat, making sure we're eating clean, raw, whole, organic foods that are going to nurture us, make us feel good, and leave the crap alone, those chemically refined, altered, processed foods that are going to mess up our guts lining. So I know I suffer from psoriasis. It's hereditary in my family. But I noticed that when I started to change my eating habits, my psoriasis has not flared up now for almost 2 years. So I truly know that what you're saying about the gut health and um, your gut health being imperative, and making sure you protect your gut health and that healthy bacteria, it's really necessary. I mean, I used to have psoriasis really bad. I mean, I would get it in my scalp, I would get it on my skin, especially my legs, and it's just a nuisance. But honestly, it was more so when I cut out meat out of my diet that I noticed the biggest difference. Because I know that when you're eating that red meat or you're eating pork and things like that, it spackles to the intestinal lining. So it's not really dumping out of your body, it's staying there. And I always ask myself, would you really eat a piece of meat that's set somewhere for 2 months? Absolutely not. But it's like it's sitting in your gut for that long before it's actually emptied out. So, we're going to talk some more about ways we can produce a healthy gut, but skin disorders, obesity, all of that can be caused by an unhealthy gut. Now, I know some mental health disorders like bipolar and schizophrenia, they've been associated with gut health as well. Do you want to touch more on that?
Yes, so bipolar is when you're going from depression back to anxiety, back to depression, and all of that stuff. So your neurotransmitters and also some hormones are out of balance. So the first thing when I work with people, especially when they are going back and forth like that and they're stressed out, like we go in 3-day gut reset, and then we start providing a lot of probiotics, but you can't just buy probiotics. You have to know which specific strains of probiotics. And this is where everybody gets it wrong, because they'll go out to like Walgreens or the supermarket and they'll look at the ones, that have maybe, like the ones that are on sale if you're like on a budget, but or the ones that are like the most expensive or that have the highest amount count or whatever. But you have to look at the specific strains, and there's specific ones that you need for mood, that you need for stress resilience, that you need for cognition or thinking. And there's also some for digestion. And then the other thing that you have to look at too is once you get your gut reset, and then you are now providing your gut with the proper probiotic strains, which are the good bacteria. Now you have to go in there and feed those good bacteria to help them flourish. And these are called prebiotics, and they have to match up with the probiotics, because those probiotics, or the good bacteria, they have to be nourished. It's almost like a car. If you want the good bacteria to flourish, you have to put fuel into them, and in turn those good bacteria are going to produce things like serotonin, dopamine, other ones are norepinephrine, GABA, so many other different things.
Yeah, and they are like there are certain things that we can eat that are probiotic. They have a probiotic effect as well, outside of just getting your commercial supplements. Um,
Mhm.
but the supplements have been known to improve the symptoms of depression, OCD, anxiety. But you can do things that you can eat things that have the live bacteria, like plain yogurt, sauerkraut,
Mhm.
apple
Yep.
cider vinegar, cottage cheese. Those are things um, that if you incorporate those things in your diet, it can have a probiotic effect. And then certain things like for the prebiotic effect, like you said, that nurtures that healthy bacteria's growth. You want a more fermented diet, more fermented foods and beverages that you're drinking. That's going to help your GI tract, and they don't contain live bacteria, but they help in they aid in the growth of it. So things like onions and garlic and asparagus, cabbage, your legumes, your artichokes, those are foods that are going to be beneficial to your gut. And I love the fact that you were talking about the serotonin, even though it's known, like you said, as a brain transmitter, 90% of it is made up in the gut. And we can also eat things too that help to increase those serotonin levels. It's also going to be beneficial for our health, like your avocados. They have a moderate amount, help to boost it a little bit, a moderate amount. Your grapefruit, your kiwi, bananas, pineapples. Some of the higher ones are like salmon, your tofu, cantaloupe, nuts and seeds. So those are some
Yep.
things that can help to boost your serotonin levels, which in effect is going to boost your mental state. She's
And
agreeing.
then I know you talked about like MS, which is more of like a nervous system. So what
Mhm.
happens with MS is the myelin sheath. So you have like little nerve cells, and the myelin sheath, the little covering over your, people like to call it the wires of your system. We
Mhm.
have a little covering over it. What happens with MS is that little covering, it starts wearing down due to inflammation, which can be caused by chronic stress.
Mhm.
And so now we have to go in there and really allow your body to become stress resilient.
Mhm.
Meaning, so we have to cut down the inflammation, and it starts in the gut, because all the inflammation, like if you have leaky gut, you're eating a pretty crappy diet, it's going to cause what's called leaky gut,
Mhm.
and that's going to leak proteins into your system, more inflammation. It's going to start wearing your body down. And as a doctor, it is kind of hard to tell where it's going to manifest in each person's body,
Right.
because it is, everybody's different. And some people might get Alzheimer's, some people might get heart issues, some people might get MS, some people might get an autoimmune, or they might get sick. It's just different. So now we have to go in and really allow your body to become stress resilient,
Mhm.
so your body doesn't break down. Another
Absolutely.
thing that's really good with, specifically with MS, is also looking at B vitamins, especially B12, because that really, really goes in there and repairs that myelin sheath.
Mm. Okay, good. That's good to know. That's a good one. I know we were talking on one of the previous ones about mental illness B8 and the B6, that they can help to lower your anxiety and your depression and things like that as well. So B12, we'll have to add that one to our repertoire as well. Also, I know unhealthy gut can cause exhaustion. So sometimes when we're fatigued, we're just thinking, hey, I need some rest. Yes, rest will help your gut too, but the exhaustion may be something else is going on with your gut. Another thing, some other things that you mentioned. How do you tell us more about that gut cleansing that you were talking about? The three, you
The
said 3 days.
3 day
Yeah.
3 day rinse
What
cycle.
does that look like
Um,
for your clients?
so when I work with my clients, I have a specific supplement, and I'm getting ready to do my own. I just got this one today, but I'm actually getting ready to do my own, because I do it about every 3 months, just to make sure that I'm actually doing it too, and
Hmm.
not just telling, oh yeah, my clients, let's do this, but like make sure that they do it. But it comes like this: it's 3 days, and you get these supplements,
Oh.
and then it tells you what to eat during those 3 days, and then what things to avoid, and then when to take each of the supplements. And then I also provide a nutrition plan around this. Once they take these, I provide a nutrition plan, and then also different supplements to put in the correct prebiotics, probiotics, and also phytobiotics. I forgot to mention this,
Mm-hmm.
the phytobiotics, because what this is so key, because it's going to protect that good bacteria. So it's really going to allow your body to become stress resilient, and whatever kind of stress you're going through, it's not going to eliminate those good bacteria. So it's going to protect that good bacteria.
Good. Oh, that's good. That's good. And I'm big on doing things naturally first before I take anything else. So typically, our entire bodies, we could heal ourselves with just food, just by eating right. We really could heal our gut. So things like decreasing sugar consumption, eating more fiber, like we talked about, the eating more fermented foods, daily exercise, decreasing your red meat, decreasing your dairy consumption, decreasing your soy consumption, stop eating those processed foods, and then decrease your gluten. So things like that we can do, they all align going all the way back to self-care. So again, self-care, if you're eating those nutritious foods, you're moving your body, you're relaxing and managing your stress, like you just talked about, becoming stress resilient, that directly impacts your entire body, your overall wellness, your mental state, your gut health. And in fact, you'll feel better, you'll look better. I mean, I'm telling you, like, my psoriasis used to be out of control. Like, when I tell you, like, I used to have to go to the dermatologist and get these creams that would mess up my good clothes because I didn't want the oily ointments and all. And I'm telling you, just changing my diet had such a huge impact. And so now I listen to what my gut tells me. So every time I was eating beef, I was getting sick. And I was like, why do you keep doing this to yourself? You just want that filet mignon. No, just, your body's saying no. So why do you keep doing it? So I cut beef out. Then I just cut pork out just because I know it's not a healthy meat. And then the last meats that I cut out were turkey and chicken. And now I'm pescatarian. And I just feel healthier. I feel so much better without having those meats and things. I feel more energetic because, like, I have to be energetic because I'm doing these webinars every night. But I feel energetic. I drink more warm liquids. So especially after I eat my meals, I drink warm fluids, or I'll drink hot tea in order to help with my digestion, and that aids as well.
Yeah, and I also I like to put people on what's called a Mediterranean diet, where it's like really plant-based. It's anti-inflammatory foods. It's a lot of good nuts, leafy greens, salmon, tuna, a couple times a week, different oils and stuff like olive oil, and then cooking with avocado oil is really, really good. So those are some of the other things.
I haven't tried
And
the
then I
avocado
also,
oil. I'll have to try the avocado oil.
yeah, because when you cook with olive oil,
Mm-hmm.
it actually denatures it. So you want to use olive oil raw. So I like to tell people to sprinkle it over their salads, because
Yeah, I've
that's
heard
really, you're
that
gonna
when
get.
you heat olive oil, that it can become toxic, actually.
Yeah.
So you really shouldn't heat olive oil. A lot of people do cook with that. I really don't bake. If anything, I'm going to use a cooking spray, and then that's it. So I don't really fry too much. I normally bake or something, or steam my foods. But yeah, that's good. Well, anything else you want to share with us about gut health as it relates to mental health?
Pretty much gut health. I mean, that's where all of your happy hormones, your calming hormones, like everything, and your neurotransmitters, that's where it's made. And once you get that gut and the gut brain axis working together, that's really how I start helping people. Because if they're not feeling good, the other thing I wanted to say is, a lot of people know, well, how do I know if my gut is wrong? I feel okay. The first sign is gut, when you are having some gut issues, is bloating and gas. So
Mm.
if you're having like any of that, you are going down the wrong path. So that's where I like to start. Okay, you're having those symptoms. Let's reset your gut, and let's get you from feeling fine to start gaining more energy and feeling better and improving your gut.
I think you're talking directly to me, Doc. I had all of that. I had the skin condition. I had the bloating. I had the gut. I had the gas. I even went to the doctors. Like, listen, I'm always gassy. I don't know why. She told me to get on the no gas diet, but that really didn't do the trick until I started eating clean. Like you said, eating more of a plant based diet. I am pescatarian now. I only eat fish and shrimp. I incorporate a lot of green leafy vegetables, things like that that aren't gonna leave me feeling ill or yucky. So my gut feels great. It feels amazing right now. But you're right. Literally getting people on the right path. If you're having those symptoms, you know it's time to reset your gut. I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And
because that's the, oh,
no,
sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah, because that's the first thing that I do when I work with people, is to really get them to start feeling better. And then, like, the other things that we do to really help reduce stress is like mindfulness, meditation, journaling, self-care, forgiveness, like different things like that. Um,
Yeah, we have some comments from some of our viewers. Joanna, hello, welcome back tonight, Joanna. Dee, thank you for tuning in again tonight. Dee and Joanna have been riding with us all week, so we appreciate you guys tuning in. Um, Joanna said, she said, me too, have a few bad gut feeling, and I'm detoxing and resetting. Absolutely, and you're going
awesome.
to feel better overall. Even my skin um, looks different since I've reset my gut. Like everything is just different. My blood pressure is normal. I feel more energized. I'm sleeping better. My skin is showing it. So your gut health really does impact your overall wellness, and you gain that clarity and that mental focus when your gut is clean and it's reset. Absolutely. So
Yeah,
tonight, yeah, go ahead. Uh-huh.
oh, yeah. I just wanted to piggyback on that too, because mental health is just not about like just having, like a diagnosable anxiety or depression or like bipolar or schizophrenia. It's about actually be able to perform at your best, to think better, to think clearly, to be happier, to enjoy even those little things in life,
Mhm.
because that's where it is. We want to enjoy life. We want to be able to, perform at our best. And if you're not feeling good or having brain fog or mental issues, then your life it's the quality of your life is going to go way down. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And Dr. Stella, we forgot to mention that you're chiming in all the way from New Mexico. So we have to
oh
give you a
yes,
round of
sorry, I
applause for
forgot.
that. We forgot that part. So we've been impacting people globally all week long. We've had Louisiana, we've had Atlanta, we've had Mississippi, we have you from New Mexico, we had the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So we are just touching lives all over the world. So we forgot to say that part, but that's major. That is major that we
Oh
connected.
yes, I'm from Albuquerque.
Yes, Albuquerque. Yes. So we are so happy to have you. Tell everybody how they can get more information from you, learn more about you, and follow you.
So you can find me on Facebook as Dr. Stella Michelle Aubert. That's my doctor page. And then I also have a personal page as Stella Michelle Aubert. So either one, I'm on both every single day. You can send me a message directly and we can chat back and forth. I can also type my email down here in the comments.
Okay. And do you have a website?
I don't. I just use
Okay.
Facebook right now.
Okay. Okay. So if anybody has any questions, if you have questions now while she's on here, feel free to type them. I don't want to butcher up her name anymore because I said it wrong. It's Aubert.
I didn't even notice. Sorry. Like you're
I messed
totally
it up the
fine.
first time, but it's Aubert. Is that pronounced correctly?
Yeah, it's French, but
Okay.
you're
Okay.
totally fine. You're totally
I
fine.
messed it up introducing you, so I have to correct that. I don't like people messing my name up. So
No, it's fine. I don't get offended very easily, so no, you're totally good.
if anybody has any questions, you can type them in the chat. But the doctor has put her emails. If you want to ask her anything privately or stay in contact with her, feel free to email her. And tonight we only have one guest, so we're not going to be as long as we have the other nights. We're going to wrap it up. So let you just give everybody some final words about gut health, about mental health to wrap us up for our five sessions for the week of Mental Health Matters webinar series.
Okay, well, if anybody is looking to like figure out how to reset your gut, what do you need to do, like the foods you need to eat, anything like that, nutrition plan, just send me a message. You can email me. I've had my email in the chat. Just send me a message on my Dr. Stella Michelle Aubert Facebook page, or my personal page. And I can sit down with you and show you exactly what I do with my clients and how we reset the gut and where we go from that to provide proper nutrition plan, how to provide the right probiotics, prebiotics into your body, and also how to incorporate like mindfulness, and other different strategies. I also do one-on-one coaching too.
Good.
So, if you're a high achiever, I love working with high achievers because they're wanting to go to the next level, and entrepreneurs because they don't want to be stuck down here with feeling bad. They need to get to the next level. So I do one-on-one coaching too. And I take a mind, body, and spirit approach. It's holistic. Like, you're going to be transformed. And this is stuff that I have dealt with my entire life. So I know where you're coming from. And, like I get everybody. And that's why I coach, because I have a passion for helping other people get to the next level, overcome these things, and just really start thriving in life.
Yes. D. Bolden says great information about the gut health. Appreciate the tips to reset the gut. And Joanna said, I will. So I guess she may be sending you or reaching out to you. We had some difficulty with Facebook Live tonight. It just would not filter over to Facebook Live, ladies. I know you're probably looking for it there. I do have some people inboxing me right now saying, did this still happen? All week we didn't have the issues, and today I've been trying to live it to Facebook. It just would not happen. It just kept saying preparing. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this on YouTube. We'll supply the link for any parts that you may have missed so that you can watch the replay, because it was really juicy information. So everybody, thank you so much again for tuning in. Thank you for being a part, Dr. Stella. I definitely appreciate you. What time is it there? Because I don't know what.
It is 6:59, almost 7.
Oh, okay. So it's going on 9 here. So we're
Yeah.
behind, you're behind us rather. So thank
Well,
you
thank
so much. I look forward to following you. Let's see. It says, yeah, yeah. Some people said, yeah, they're late because they had to go to Zoom and they were going to watch the replay. But I will definitely post all the information and the link. I'll send it to you as soon as I upload it to YouTube. Have a great evening, everybody, and don't forget to watch what's
Yeah.
in your gut.
Thank you, Cherie, for having me.
Absolutely.